Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. And I wanted to play with this today. It's the brand new Wayne Goss eyeshadow palette. This is the Luxury Eye Palette in Imperial Topaz. Ooh, just opened it up and this little plastic sheet fell out. But look how beautiful this is. So excited. So I have my face all prepped. I don't have any highlight on because I thought I might try this as highlight. Don't let me forget. When I decided to pick this up, I also picked up one of his eye pencils. I have a difficult time finding eye pencils that work for me because I have a perpetually leaky left eye. But we're gonna see how this works. The last time I made a purchase from Beautylish for Wayne Goss products, I tried not to get like everything. So eyeshadow palette, one liner, and we'll see how we do. One of the things that I love about this palette is the no fuss, no muss. The fact that it on the back, it doesn't have names. It just says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I love that because it reminds me of the days when that's what it was. Very 90s in its appearance and its packaging, especially with the label on the back. No crazy names, no punny names. I really, really do like that. I also like the fact that this palette has, you know, some warmth to it, but also some very easy to wear neutrals. So I'm just going to use my number 4 Wayne Goss brush and pick up a little bit of number 2, and I'm going to put it right here. I love that this is a palette that has a ton of product in it. Ooh, even just this shade. Oh, so pretty. When I was watching Wayne's video, when he was describing kind of the idea behind this palette, he mentioned wanting to have really large pans so that you don't get that one ugly well in the middle. And I know for some people that's like kind of like not even an issue, but that's one of my huge pet peeves. And I have been known, even in small palettes, to go corner to corner to corner so that I wear it down evenly, so that I don't end up with a hole in the middle. I do have a lot of products that have pan in the middle, but that's more for face products. I really don't like it for eyeshadows, especially because the smaller pan size means that all I have to do is snap this closed, you know, kind of hard, and the shadow crumbles. So I want as long as possible, cat hair, of course, I want as long as possible there not to be a well in the center of the pan. You get like an amazing amount in here. You get 16.2 grams. I was always really impressed when I found out that certain eyeshadows were a gram each. Each of these eyeshadows are 2.7. They're huge, huge, huge. This is a beautiful satin shade. It has a very subtle sheen. Some satins can be a little bit more than this, but this feels and plays and blends like a perfect matte, where it doesn't look like it's too much, but it has a subtle skin-like glow to it. I think that's what I like so much about this. Well, I'd be happy just wearing this, but let's keep going. I'm gonna pick up the shade number 5 right here on a more pinpointed brush, and I'm gonna carefully try and put this where I want it and not let it get out of control. The one thing that I was a little disappointed in when I was watching Wayne's video, and maybe it's because I haven't tried it yet, was that he said that in every palette he's planning on releasing, there will be this black shade. So you'll have 5 different colors and a black in every palette. And I know, I've heard so many people say I don't feel like a palette is complete without a black. I am one of those. I almost never use the black. And I think that's because I'm just intimidated by it. One of the blacks I remember using for the first time was Corrupt by Makeup Geek. And that was, for somebody who had never used a black before, it was so much. And I was like, it looked like this whole area here was black. So I've always been a little bit intimidated by blacks, and I don't really know what to do with them. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this black shade here, tap off my brush, and just see if we can make the, oh, you know what? Yeah, it's not too much. See, that's always been my problem. I want a little bit of depth, I want a little bit of smoke, but I don't want it to look like I stamped, you know, a piece of charcoal there. I don't want it to look like I, you know, used a Sharpie instead of a brush. Oh, I really like the smoky depth. I am going to switch to a slightly larger brush just to blend the black and the brown together. Okay, So apparently I fell into the, it must be uber pigmented, and I'm sure you could really build this up and get some great pigmentation from it. But I like the idea of using a black that is not like a punch in the face, that is kind of more like a suggestion and a whisper, because that really does fit more with my makeup aesthetic. I don't mind deep shades, I just don't want it to be so hard. I'm gonna tell you, this is going a lot faster than I anticipated. Anytime I'm playing with the new palette, I always have a little bit of getting to know how the shades work, and these have been really easy, super fast to blend, and almost foolproof. And I know that's kind of what Wayne was going for, was a foolproof approach to eyeshadow, but yeah. I'm going to take Wayne's number 6 brush, and I'm going to go into this shade right here, number 1. I'm going to hit the inner corner. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm going to hit right underneath the arch of the brow. I'm also going to take this same shade here, and I'm just going to lay it right across the front half of this lid here. I'm going to throw a little bit of that Celestial shade on at the end, but let's put some of this down first. Because I haven't used shade number 4, I thought I might run just a little bit of that right underneath the lash line here, and then hit the darker brown and black in the outside corner. So it's time for this shade here. Ooh, look how pretty. This is a very different texture than the rest of the shades. It's really, really prominent in person. I don't know if you can see it really well, but it's very pretty. One of the things I've been dying to try is this shade as a highlight. So I'm using Wayne's airbrush, and I love that the pans are big enough. I can stick my whole airbrush in there and not pick up any of the shade below it. That is amazing. And I'm just gonna sweep this on. Ooh, it's very pretty. Very, very lovely. So I did pick up one of his eye pencils. This is the Essential Eye Kohl pencil, and the shade is Rich Hazel. It's the darkest brown there was. I almost got the opal shade, but look at that. All right, let's throw some on. I'm gonna use this to tightline my upper waterline. Oh wow, super pigmented, and it just glides. Well, that's lovely. I am getting, with the blinking, I am getting just a little bit of transfer right down in here, but let's keep going. Excuse me while I make crazy person faces into the mirror and tightline my eyes. I'm also going to use this just right here at the lash line. Boy, that was super easy, but as you can see, I do have it transferring from the upper waterline to the lower. I think I'm just going to accept that's what it's going to be like, because the more I blink, the more transfer I'm getting down here. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep it just to one place. I'm going to take this beauty. This is the Wayne number 8. It's the tiniest little push liner brush, and I'm just going to load it up with a black and just stamp right over this Rich Hazel shade. Another thing that's astounding is that I don't have any fallout. Like, really? With a really dark shade like this, and I'm really loading up this little brush. I'm so in love with this, especially this shade as a highlight. All right, let's do some swatches. I haven't actually swatched these yet. I did use every single one of them today, but I'm just gonna swatch them on the back of my hand here. This shade right here is absolutely beautiful. I think this might be my new favorite kind of neutrally mid-tone brown, because it's so soft and so gorgeous. This is more of that terracotta shade. This is that matte brown, and you can see the shift right here in this celestial shade. What's great is that this black, the more you spend time blending it, the more it blurs out. You can have it really intense or really light and smoky depending on what your preference is. I'm impressed with how easily these blend. I feel like this is the perfect palette if you wear neutrals and you don't like to change things up a lot, and you have enough shades in here where you could do a variety of looks. You could do an all smoky look. You could do kind of like a light neutral look with just these 3 shades here. If you wanted to go a little bit more warm and a little bit more autumnal, you know, throw this in. This is a very versatile palette, even though there are only 6 shades. But my favorite thing about it is, like, normally something that involves black and is this kind of smoky and intense, maybe not for you, but definitely for me. It would take me like 45 minutes just on the eyes. And this took like 15, and I was taking my time and I was playing. So these shades are really great. The one thing I will tell you is that this feels very different in texture to the rest of the shades. I love this, the feel of the satins. They feel kind of like soft and not powdery in a bad way, but kind of like when you put your finger in a powder and it's kind of like soft and smooth. That's what these feel like. This has a little bit more texture and grit to it, although it is really quite lovely. And I feel like now that I have it on my finger, waste not, want not. The one thing I've been really curious about is this has been sitting here for more than 20 minutes. This is that, just one swipe of this, and I'm curious as to, oh look, it doesn't set down. And I think the whole name of it being a Kohl is absolutely just the perfect name for it. I was hoping, and of course the name should have led me to understand differently, that this pencil would be the sort that you draw it and it sets. This is more of a, if you're looking for a smudgy look, which is why I didn't put anything on my lower waterline. It just transferred from my upper waterline down below. Now, is it killing me right now? No. My question is, how long will it last? I think that what I managed to get on my upper lash line is going to last as long as I need it to, because I did set it with that little itty bitty teeny tiny number 8 brush, and I pushed some black powder right over the top. So that's probably not going anywhere. But this shows that you've got a really, you know, blendable pencil, and that you don't have to worry about a specific set of time. Because there are some pencils that if you don't blend them in the first 30 seconds, like that's it for the day. They are where you left them. This is not one of those. This will be one that I will probably not use in my waterline again, because I need something that's going to stay where I put it and then not transfer from the upper waterline to the lower. But I will tell you, I feel like this eye look is beautiful. The size of the pans are impressive. 2.7 grams per pan. That's monstrous. And if you're thinking about a traditional single shadow, this one here is from Sydney Grace. This is 1.8 grams, but look at the size difference. You're getting almost a whole nother gram in here. I love like pans that have a ton of product in them, but I think that this is the palette that has the most per shade. I love the size of this, and I especially love that I can just dip a whole non-eyeshadow brush in here and not worry about getting it anywhere else in another color, because the pans are small, and highlight my face with this. And I do love this as a highlighter, and for my skin tone, it's beautiful. Because the shades in here are so basic, this is one of those things that I think you don't have to have if you already have these shades. The one thing I'll tell you is that I know I'm going to use these two shades so much, because this kind of satin shade here, it has a nice skin-like shine to it, and it blends so beautifully, but it's not metallic. I love that, and I feel like that easily goes in my crease without looking like it's too much. And I love that this black blends out softly to almost like a little wispy nothing. I can see myself, because of the formulation of this, enjoying this and reaching for this a lot. But if you already have these shades at $55, I'm not sure that you need it. Now, the packaging is very lovely. The mirror is very nice. I like that it has kind of like this little edge around here. It almost looks like it's beveled. The mirror isn't beveled, but the little silver trim around the edge makes it look really expensive and lovely. And I love the generous size of the pans, just gorgeous. I like that it has that snap closure, letting me know that it's there, because I have had problems before when I'm traveling where a magnetic closure will kind of come up and then the shadows get gouged. It's happened more than once to me. So I like that this is like, it's closed. For the price, if you are somebody who already has these shades, you may not need them. I wanted to show you one thing else. Here's Wayne's eyeshadow palette, and here is one of the Charlotte Tilbury quads. This has 16.2 grams. This has 5.2. Now, it's beautiful. It's a lovely palette. The colors are nice. I think the formulation of some of the The shadows in here, the more satin shadows, they feel very similar, but look how tiny these pans are. If you are one that knows that these are my colors and I'm going to use these every single day in a variety of ways, this is the way to go, because this is $55 and this is $54. Just putting it out there. I'm not saying that these aren't good. I'm not saying that you just get more bang for your buck. 2 more shades in here, and then again, a ton more product. There you go. I'm obviously a Wayne fan. I have his brushes. I'm wearing his lipstick and liner today. Like, something new comes out from Wayne and I'm like, yes, I'm here. I'm in line. So excited. And I'm really delighted. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful palette. And I would love to see what other shades he comes up with. I'm excited about the prospect of cheek products. I better be careful, I've got black on my fingers here. I'm really super excited about the prospect of brows. Yes, what other shades he comes up with for eyeshadows. But I mean, seriously, for me, I would love to know what he has planned for like concealer, foundation, because his approach to skin looking like skin, I love that. And I try so hard not to end up with a really heavy base, because that's not really what I'm excited about, but can't wait. Thank you so much for watching today. Let me know if this is something you are interested in. Let me know if this is something that you have ordered, or if you already have thoughts about it, or if you're like, you know what, it was too neutral, it was too basic, I already have those shades. Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.